Tasting like a boss. I have Kylo here, and this is a bonus video, guys. Bonus video, so don't judge. Don't say, hey, weren't you just wearing that outfit earlier today? You know, or are you wearing the same outfit again in another day? No, it's the same day. It's just a little bit later in the day. The sky has changed a bit, maybe a little bit, seems a little bit further that way, but I still got the same puppy. And the video I'm doing today is because it was a suggestion from a friend and a guy who does some TikTok videos named Kyle Williams. I'm gonna try to do my best to put a link in the description below to Kyle. You should look him up. Besides doing some food reviews and things like that, which are fun, he's a friend and neighbor of mine. He plays guitar beautifully, really does. And he's got videos there on his channel as well you can watch. I suggest you check him out and like him. He's bigger on TikTok than I am. I don't know if he has a YouTube presence or anything like that, but you know, not a comparison thing, but I'm pretty sure he has more subscribers, if you will, on TikTok than I do. But his music is just really beautiful. So what are we doing? Well, this is something I didn't even know about, and I wasn't sure why I would do it, but I'm really kind of doing it because of Kyle. It is Rotel Extra Hot diced tomatoes with ghost peppers. Okay, now I mean, you might say, why are you doing this review? Well, there's a reason. I don't usually get diced tomatoes that have stuff in it. You know, if I get diced tomatoes as part of a recipe. So when Kyle sent this over to me, I thought it was kind of odd, but at the same time, I'm glad he did, because it's kind of showing a pattern that's going on with spicy foods. For a long time, the hottest things you would get would be foods that had habanero pepper in it, which is a hot pepper. For some people, it might be the hottest pepper they ever have in their normal life. It's usually the hottest pepper you can actually get at the grocery store. So for me, it didn't make a lot of sense to get something that had an additive like diced tomatoes with habanero, because I can get a habanero pepper. I can cut up a habanero pepper if I wanted to add it to things. But you began to see it in chips, you know, and everything else. Well, as I'm sure most of you know, the habanero pepper, though the hottest pepper that most people typically have in their normal lives, for those people who like spicier peppers, it's not that hot. It's just not. I don't even consider it to be a super hot. The hottest peppers in the world now, for the longest time, was the Carolina Reaper, the 7-Pot Primo. There's people who say the Pepper X, but you can't get the Pepper X outside of an additive anyway, right? So really, you're talking about the Reaper and the 7-Pot Primo as far as I am concerned of peppers you can actually get. And the 7-Pot Primo is going to be probably hotter than most people can stand at this point. It's great in sauces and hot sauces, but I'm not sure if the public's ready for it to be added as an additive to regular food, which is fine. But I think people who like spice have grown tired with just having habanero as being the ceiling. And so the next step, as far as I'm concerned, which makes logical sense, is the ghost pepper. The ghost pepper I still would consider to be a super hot, and it is a super hot that, you know, was the hottest pepper for a long time before the Carolina Reaper took its place a long time ago. But here's a distinction. The Carolina Reaper is much hotter than the ghost pepper. It just is. Taste-wise, the Carolina Reaper, I mean, I have a high respect for red curry, and the Carolina Reaper I think is an amazing pepper, but it never has that taste I really enjoy. It's more for the heat and that sting and that burn that's great for the Reaper, but taste-wise, if we're honest, is it your favorite tasting pepper? I don't think so. I think the 7-Pot Primo one is hotter than the Reaper and has a very good taste, but again, way too hot. The ghost pepper, though, is still a pepper that has a very good taste, and it has significantly more heat than a habanero, but just not at the level as a Reaper. So you'll see these. You'll see like Campbell's soup with ghost pepper. So now we have Rotel Extra Hot with ghost pepper. So it's kind of weird what I'm doing, because again, you're like, who usually just digs into a can of diced tomatoes? But that's what we're gonna do. And I got the can opener here, and I will not try to do that again, because this can opener I have here is substandard. You guys ever have a really good can opener and then you get a new one and it sucks? That's what we're going through right now. So I can't do what I normally do. So here we go. I'm opening up the can and pulling. See, I have to twist it off because, again, substandard can opener. Oh, you got that pepper flavor, pepper scent, sorry, coming out. Here we go. We got that there. Let's give it a little taste. spice it up a little bit here. Make sure I'm getting some of that good ghost pepper in there. Nice, nice, nice. Give it a little taste, you know, not warmed up, but that's okay. I'm a big boy, tasting like a boss. Yep. That's good. Woo! Listen, if you want to have a comparison, and you don't just want to get two raw peppers, try Rotel's that has the diced tomatoes and habanero. It tastes like ghost pepper. One, you will definitely taste the difference between the peppers as far as flavor goes. Again, ghost pepper is an amazingly tasty pepper, but you'll see the difference between a habanero sting and a ghost pepper burn. So I really like that. Now, what am I going to use it for? I thought, I don't know what it's going to be, but turns out it says, hey, you can add it to your tacos. Oh, I guess, yeah, I could. Soups, sure. Paella, okay. Chili, I guess I could, but I mean, if I'm making chili, I'm probably going to chop peppers, but this is a nice way to get ghost pepper if I can't find it, so that might be a good idea. So what are we going to do? Well, queso. On the can, it talks about melting Velveeta. I don't do that. Sorry. I like my queso as the Blanco queso. So I have warmed up some just simple queso cheese, not flavor, just queso cheese. I'm going to add a nice amount of this to it, probably more than I typically would, but I really want to get that flavor in. Woohoo, look at that goodness. Okay. Tasty, tasty, tasty. All right. Stop it. You just back off, Kylo. I have a substandard sized chip, but that's okay. Tasting like a boss. Well, that's good. Now, when you add the cheese, obviously, you got that dairy. It's going to cut off on that burn. So there's a substantial difference when you put it into a queso. Even when I put it in comparison, I personally would like some more to raise the level of my queso. So I'm adding a little more to it. Back off, Kylo. You can't have this. You don't want it. You don't like spicy things. Woohoo. Let's go in there again. There you go. Let's see. Here we go. That's good, guys. You know, for you may want to use Velveeta because it melts smoother. But yeah, man. See, that's a good amount. You take a can of this, get your Velveeta, make a dip with that. That is really good, really good. So, again, another product that's got ghost pepper, where they used to just have habanero, calling it extra hot. Who knows, maybe 10 years from now, we'll be talking about the Reaper or the 7-Pop Primo being added in. We've all rise to that next level of actually wanting something really hot. But thank you again, Kyle, for that suggestion. Everyone go down to the comments below, or the description below. I'll try to put a link to Kyle's TikTok. Go friend him, subscribe, and everything else. And I have some other stuff coming up. You'll see a video in just a bit from me. It's more of a preview video. But hit like, subscribe, share. Thank you for your support. And from Kylo and I, and Ghost Pepper, keep tasting like a boss. Thanks so much.